Today we are finishing up our reflections on the book of Obadiah, which has been about pride. This is a somewhat forgettable group that descended from Esau that were knocking around Israel a few hundred years before Christ shows up, full of self-confidence. They had a great location, they had some money, they had friends, they had several things going for them. They did not think that they needed God, and God said, that attitude is going to lead to a world of hurt, and indeed it did. So the truth about Obadiah is that pride is easy to fall into, and it's oftentimes hard for us to see. The very sin of pride sort of inoculates us from seeing our pride. And so it's very challenging to think clearly about pride. I am, as I sometimes joke, I'm very proud of my ability to see and understand pride at a level that many people do not. And then I'm proud of the fact that I recognize pride in my own heart more quickly than I used to. Right? It's an onion. Like, the more you peel this thing, the more you realize, yeah, the pride just goes deeper and deeper than I ever realized. So a couple other things to just note here. One is the pride of the Edomites actually leads to another sin that will help to undo them, and that is godlessness. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16 says, see to it that no one is sexually immoral or is godless like Esau, who for a single meal sold his inheritance rights as the oldest son. So the people of the people who descended from Esau, the Edomites, developed this reputation of being godless. And for a long time, it was believed by some archaeologists that this was the only ancient tribe that was being excavated that showed no signs of being of believing in God. Later, that gets adjusted a little bit, and people said, well, it appears as though they worshipped themselves, which is almost the same thing as pride, but I think it's just a different level of pride. So I would call it out as a different point. The other thing to note about the Edomites is that they do fall. Right? Pride sets us up to fall, and we think we're better than we are, and it gets us in all kinds of trouble. And they ask, who can bring us down? But God says, though you soar like an eagle and make your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down. And they were not saved by their military position. They were not saved by their money. They were not saved by their friends. Their pride was a cancer that undid them. And so it is worth reflecting on this insidious, nefarious rascal, this sin that is sort of the essence of sin. It can creep in at any time and for any reason, and it will hinder our spiritual growth like a wet blanket will put out a fire. So be alert to your pride. Be grateful for the many gifts that God has given you. And pray and ask Him that you would be able to see your own heart a little bit more objectively, like He does, like other people are able to see your heart in ways that your heart may be protecting you from seeing it. So, think about pride. Have a good week.